making plays around the quarterback. Aaron Scanaway, the running backs, and a pretty good wide receiving core as well.
And let's reiterate, they gave up the ranch to go get Robert Griffin. Remember, they took Heath Schuler in the first round, Patrick Ramsey in the first round, Jason Campbell in the first round, second rounder for Donovan McNabb. That's how much they gave up to get Griffin. 3 1s and a 2, and he comes from a bubble screen, high percentage pass offense. I want to reiterate that. I've never seen more quick, high percentage passes than I've seen at Baylor. Quick screen, bubble screen to the bottom of the screen, over 30 of those this year. And after they get tired of throwing the bubble screen, they're going to fake that bubble screen, watch the top of your screen, and they're going to throw the ball to the receiver that's blocking and completely fool the defense. Then after doing that for a couple weeks, they're going to throw a bubble screen again to Kendall Wright at the bottom of the screen. And here comes the defense and another wide open score. And then with a game on the line against TCU, they're going to throw a bubble screen to Kendall Wright. He's going to throw it back to RG3. These are plays I don't see the Redskins running. The Baylor offense, as good as it was, is a different type of offense that he's going to learn in Washington.
Well, he's now learned what it's like to be in the spotlight in the NFL, because here he is, drafted 2nd overall. He's in the Bud Light Blue Room with our Susie Culver. Suze?
Robert, 3 generations. What does it mean to have Griffin III on a Washington Redskins jersey?
Oh, it means a lot. You know, it means a lot to my dad, you know, his dad who's passed away. So, you know, taking the Griffin name somewhere it's never been before, you know, I take pride in having that 3rd on the end of my name.
The Redskins gave up a whole lot to get you. You've always been a man with a plan. What's the plan?
You know, the plan is to go in day one and show the veterans that I'm there to work, not for show. You know, a lot of things you have to do in the league are business-like, but I want to show them that I'm all for them. I'm looking forward to winning football games and joining the team.
You're also a man who loves socks. Let's see what you've got in store for us tonight. And not only are they the colors of the Washington Redskins, but it's what your coach, Art Briles, always says. Don't just chase the dream, catch it, right?
Go catch that dream, because a lot of times when you chase something, you never catch it. So if you say, hey, I'm going to go catch my dream, you're already telling yourself that you're going to get it. And that's the message to all the kids out there.
Go get it. Boom.
All right, Susie, Robert, those look like the old Denver Broncos socks from the old AFL a little bit, don't they? Well, the more on the quarterbacks going 1-2 for only the 5th time in history, and do they all fare well? Well, yes and no. But the Cleveland Browns, in a trade shortly ago with the Minnesota Vikings, now are the number 3 pick in the draft. They have a pick later on, number 22 overall. They're on the clock. Morton Adam, good evening.
Good evening, Boomer. And when you think about it, when you count the Rams trade with the Redskins, and now the Cleveland Browns have moved from 4 to 3 in that trade with the Minnesota Vikings, we've already had significant movement here at the start of this draft and the order of it, and it's not over with. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are going to make their pick, but they were not interested in Trent Richardson, so they still have Mo Claiborne, LSU cornerback, Matt Khalil, the USC tackle, as well as Justin Blackman sitting there. And so we're going to have more trades going forward, even though the Vikings are obviously going to make this pick right now. I think we're in for maybe 7 to 10 trades, Adam.
Well, Morton, it's going to be a busy first round here in the top 10 because Tampa Bay is going to talk to Jacksonville about trading up. Jacksonville wants to come up for Oklahoma State wide receiver Justin Blackman. The Buffalo Bills would like to come up for Matt Khalil if the Minnesota Vikings didn't pick him yet. It could be very busy, Boom.
Well, so the action fast and furious, and now the Cleveland Browns. Well, let's see what happens, but you know why they made this move. Because this could be once every now and then you get a guy like this.
With the 3rd pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Trent Richardson, running back, Alabama.
So the Cleveland Browns, 4-12 a year ago, in a division where you got to figure out a way to move the ball against the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals, all of whom made the playoffs. The Browns had a woeful offense. Poor Colt McCoy, the Peyton Hillis, that's a story unto itself. They couldn't run it. They couldn't throw it. You're going to have bad weather, and this is a franchise that had the great Jim Brown. So why not go and get a running back who many feel is an Adrian Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson potential type, a unique running back at top. Those are big names. Do you think he's that good, Coach?
I really do. He's like a Marshawn Lynch with speed and elusiveness. The Cleveland Browns solved some major problems today. Richardson is good between the tackles. He's got a tremendous stiff arm, and he's an outstanding finisher. He set an Alabama record for all-purpose yardage, and that's saying something. Tremendous elusiveness, and every time you tackle him, it's a business decision. This weight room strength transfers to the football field. I don't know how many times he did the bench at the combine, Mel, but it looked the part. Trent Richardson, over 50 catches in the last 2 seasons. He's an outstanding kickoff returner, and I like what he does without the ball. He pass protects. He does a lot of things that Pro Bowl backs do. He's going to be great in that North Division to give the Browns a runner that they've lacked for a while.
That's the thing, John. How do you justify in this new NFL, today's NFL, taking a running back this high? You do because of all the things he brings to the table. Think about the last 3 Super Bowl champions. You got a 4th-round pick, a couple 6th-round picks, a 7th-round pick, an undrafted free agent at running back, leading them to Super Bowl victories. But this kid can do it all. He'll be on the field all the time. He'll block, he'll catch, and he doesn't fumble, boom. 1 fumble, John, since 2009. That was against Ole Miss. That's it. Ball security for this kid, phenomenal.
Here's the bigger question, and we need time to get into it. Has the game changed that much in 10 years? I'm not talking 25 years. In 10 years, whereas at running back is, you don't need that as much as you used to. Or when you get a guy like this, look, Mike Holmgren, who's the president of this team, had Sean Alexander the year the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, from Alabama, by the way. But has the game changed in 2012 so much that running back is really overvalued at a number 3 pick overall, do you guys think?
Well, if you don't have a Trent Richardson, I mean, if you have a Trent Richardson, you're going to do what Trent Richardson can do, and that is keep you in normal down and distance situations. Not everybody has a back of this caliber. He dominated the SEC just like Cam Newton did last season.
John, you think about the teams that have won Super Bowls, and they had multiple backs that could get it done. You think about Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw. You think about when Reggie Bush was in New Orleans with Pierre Thomas, Green Bay with Ryan Grant, James Starks. This kid is one guy, can do the workload of 3. He won't come off the field. He's kind of like a Steven Jackson in that regard.
Well, we shall see. So now the Vikings, who pick up a 4-5-7 just to move down 1, and now the Bud Light Fan Forum, we take a look. And a question, well, it's a question everybody in Minnesota and surrounding states might have. Can't wait till it comes on the screen. And there it is. Who should the Vikings take with the 4th overall pick from Grant Martin in Minneapolis? So look, we know the player. They could use a lot of things for young Christian Ponder. And remember, the Minnesota Vikings are a team with Adrian Peterson will not start the season on the field, suffering that ACL injury at the end of the season. They need a lot of help, don't they? All of a sudden, a team that a couple years ago was in the championship game, and now they're 3-13.
They also need help desperately in the secondary. They gave up 34 touchdown passes and 8 interceptions. The Chicago Bears just landed Brandon Marshall. Megatron in Detroit. Nobody has solved him lately. They need a corner in the worst way. Antoine Winfield is 35 years old. I know they went out and signed Carr from the Baltimore Ravens. They got a corner from the Chicago Bears in free agency, but they're decimated at corner, and they better solve that issue as well. And Maurice Claiborne is a heck of a defender.
A lot of holes on the Minnesota Vikings, Sean. Think about the left tackle position, protecting Christian Ponder's blind side. Christian Ponder had some injury issues at Florida State. You got to keep up in that division with some outstanding quarterbacks. So the Maurice Claiborne argument is valid. You're going up against Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Jay Cutler. You got to have some corners that can get it done. You also think about wide receiver with Justin Blackman. They could use him. All I say about the Vikings is you got 3 guys. However they lined up on the board, that's how you take it. You take the highest rated guy of those 3 on your board.
And now, by the way, they have the most picks in the draft. They have 13 now with the trade that they made. Now, while we wait for Minnesota, the number 5 pick is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or is it Morton Adams?
Well, as Adam referenced a little bit ago, yes, the Buccaneers have made a trade with Jacksonville, moving up from 7 to 5. We've mentioned this before. Jaguars owner Shad Khan has wanted Justin Blackmon, they didn't want to overpay for